everyone, I hope to find you well. Welcome, welcome. Let's go. Let's continue our adventures with Docker. This time we're deploying a web application with automatic SSL and WebSockets. So, bringing my screen to the party. If someone can please let me know how is the sound, including the music, because I still didn't set up all that I have to set up. So I'm still going to need some help with the music, please. Volume, is it okay and whatnot? So I'm just going head to Twitter and tweet that we are live. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so that's okay. Cool. So Mbaku is here with us today. God, I wish I was happy. So let's see if we can make you happy. Cool. Bringing down the volume a little bit. Okay. Music volume, I mean. So here we are, and we're gonna deploy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sharing the screen, right? Sorry. Why don't you start, screen? Come on, don't leave me hanging. It's just not working. This is embarrassing. So, share screen, right? And I wanna share this screen. And it's not working. So I'll try to refresh this session. So, moment, sorry. And we're back. Let's check if everything's working now. And it's not, so... What's happening? Let me try to share a different screen. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Damn. Sorry, moment, I'll be back, I promise. And we're back. This is embarrassing, so let's try to find out if this works okay now. And it does, finally. Okay, so can you please confirm, guys at home, if you can watch everything okay? Well, I'll have to check it also, but that's good. Okay, let's get our hands onto it without any further delays. So, yeah. let's do it. Today we're going to deploy a web application with automatic SSL and WebSockets, and I'm bringing up our sketch. Okay. And there it is, simple Docker. Here we go. So from the previous episodes, the other version, not the other season, let's call it, or series, it was called Simple Docker. We left, we left this application running, right? And it's published. It's live. Let me get it. Let's get the IP address so we can run it. Let me know how's everything for you. So we have this machine. You can check previous lives, and it's running live, yeah. And we are reaching it by using its IP address, and we shouldn't do it like that. By the way, you can check everything how it was set up from zero if you follow along the other episode or the other series. And right now the setup that is running, it's exactly this one. So in port 80 is running a web application, Laravel, and it has a container running supervisor with a few services underneath, and there's also a WebSocket connection to the results to come in real time. So let's make sure of that. I'll refresh and we'll see that we have a socket connection, right? And is running this application. So let's get back, and today we are going to deploy the web application using a SSL certificate and also not only securing HTTP but also the WebSocket, right? So we'll secure these two applications by using port 80, redirecting to 443, and then in 443 port we will have a reverse proxy with traffic forwarding the traffic to Nginx or Sockety, depending on the host rule that we're going to put, all thanks to traffic. So what's traffic? So it's a plethora of applications we have. We will focus right now on traffic that we will use with Docker. So it's a reverse proxy or edge router that can be configured for a plethora of many applications. I mean many stacks. For example, you can use it configured with Docker or Kubernetes, even ECS, Rancher is another one, Nomad. Also, you can configure the old way with a file, or even, for example, with Redis or an HTTP request where you reply with a JSON payload that gives configurations to traffic, and will reload that configuration so that all incoming requests will follow that configuration. And then in your server or in your cluster or Docker Swarm, you can have a range of services running, and it will redirect, and traffic will redirect all the traffic inside reverse proxy, right? So it won't be for the requests, everything stops here, and they don't see any what's happening behind the scenes here. So yeah, let's jump for a quick start, and it will be a very practical thing, and it will make a sensible default you can use, and later on you can adjust to your needs. So I need to do something. Alex, hello Alex, welcome to the stream. He's asking, will you record and save this live in your channel? So definitely, all lives and the previous lives are, I will show you right now. So you have, right now we're recording this episode, right? And also you can follow along how all this started. It's this season already finished. It's missing the 6th episode, but it's all in the live section, and there are more that I want to recover and bring back, but for now we have to focus on a path. And yeah, if you want to follow along, follow Simple Docker, or maybe you know the basics already, and for sure you can reference, come back later because it will be stored, right? So thank you for asking. So there's something I need to do, and maybe Alex or anyone, can you give me a name, just because I want it to be random, and if someone from the audience can say one name for the application, what is that? We are going to use the domain, right? Also, Alex, now I'm reminding because we'll do a subdomain. You can also follow the blog that I'm putting up. It's blog.jpad.dev. It's on the screen right now, and you can follow some content also about Docker and all of this hosting and full stack development. So yeah, there's that. So also Twitter, and well, sure, you know where to find me now. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into the domain Namecheap account. I want to add a subdomain that we'll use to deploy or to run this application live. So what can we use? Go Viva. Nice. Okay, so let's check if that's not something. Go Viva. Random name from me. Yeah, so it's Alex giving. Go Viva is okay, no problem. I can use that name. It doesn't seem anything harmful. Thank you. I didn't know what it would mean. Sorry, I had to check. Okay, so let's go into the panel. Let me see if I can put this up here. And I think I can, because I will put, yeah. Let me use just a random domain. I don't know how much time is going to take these pointings, but we will have plenty to do. So let me bring this. Okay, and we are going to add a record. So we will delete this one and we'll add a record to pagely.cc domain. And no, it's going to be GoViva. So it will be goviva.pagely.cc, and we are storing the record to the value of the IP address. Thank you, Alex, for the suggestion, and let's do it. So hopefully enough in a matter, so I'll bring a terminal. So we will ping goviva.pagely.cc, and right now it's unavailable, of course, or it's not replying even. Let me check that better. What's my DNS? And let's use this here, because then it will, I won't have to flush cache between checks. So in a matter of minutes it will be pointing to our server, so we'll be able to use that this domain, this host, to use this application with an automatic certificate, both for the HTTP requests and the WebSocket. So we will get HTTPS and WebSocket secure for the application. So we have a domain we're gonna use. So given live by Alex to Bowie 2. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's open our project and see what we have. So right now we need our production environment, and of course there are multiple ways to do this, and I will bring a different one from the exactly that scheme, because let me explain you real quick. So this container is still going to be exactly like this. It will still be like this. We won't touch the containerization strategy. We will just pretend this is a black box for now, right? So this is a Laravel application, and it will be hosted behind Traffic, and it will serve the requests. That's the goal for today. And in a later video we're going to change the containerization strategy to this we're seeing right here, so we have to do it by baby steps. Okay, cool. Let's see if we have a propagation. Okay, some DNS servers already do have, and it will come in a minute. So while this happens, I'm going to bring another project up so that I can do it quickly. So I'm going to have to open another window. Cool. And we are hosting on the demo. Okay, in the demo we've used the demo file, the Docker Compose file, to deploy the app. So if we're gonna go to the live server, we're gonna go SSH into it. I still have the command here, so I'm gonna use Forge. I still didn't do the security routines. We shouldn't be able to log in with root user, so don't care about that for now. Okay, so let's go to the Inspire application, and if we check, we are deploying with using the file demo, and from now on we want to stop that because demo is the first basic setup, and right now this is demo, right? And we want to go with prod setup. So yeah, there's that. And we are going to merge excuse me, we are going to merge these demo features with in the production. So I already got this file because it was working in a talk that I gave last week, or the previous one, in PHP Lisbon. So that's why there's already stuff ready, and we will use that to be quicker. So what are we going to do? I just put random stuff, so let me check what we're going to do. We are going to delete this. We are going to get this here. I'll explain that in the later episode, in a future episode. So, yep, restart always. So all of this is repeated, right? I'm gonna go and say yes. So network is repeated already. Build context and context file also, so volumes are not repeated. I mean, no, they are. I'm guessing just I could have gotten just the labels. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So let's get the services from the other file. I will put it here again so you can follow along. So what does this look like? So we have network web external, and it shouldn't be. So if you remember, this external declaration means that Docker Compose would not create or not remove this network, but we want it to be managed by this Compose project. So in this project we want to use these volumes for MySQL and Redis database, and we will want, let us compare side by side. So we want a Inspire service that is going to restart always. Let's put it by the same order. So Inspire, it will build with the context of the working directory, and will point to the production Docker file to build the image. That image is going to be named just a tag that you want. I'm not sure, maybe I wanted to push it, but I used other tag, so it just doesn't matter. It's going to be built locally, not pushed, so okay. So there will be a slight difference because in the demo we were mapping the ports to the host machine. So let's see what this means. So if this is our container, the blue, if this is our container, we were mapping the 80 port of the container to the 80 port of the machine. So this would be a direct connection. But this is not the case in the setup we are doing now. So let's say this is the container with the 80 port, and this is the port in the machine. And in this setup we will have traffic here, and this will be serving or mapping the port and then routing underneath in the private network. It will reroute the request or redirect or proxy that request to the Laravel application. I mean, not even from 80 port, it will happen a redirect, and all requests will be secured with SSL. So yeah, there's that. Let me know if you have any questions. So we will not map the ports in the left. So we want to restart always. We are mapping this file for environment configuration, and app folder and logs folder. We want to put this container in the web network, and it's already there. And let's leave this for some other moment in the future, in the near future. So all of this is going to be read by traffic, and traffic will figure from these labels what he has to do with this, but that is for the future, still today, but not right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab the MySQL database configuration. There we go. And it will run in the same directory, in the same place from the demo compose file. So all is going to be good. Also Redis, we want Redis for the queues to run. And there we go, all as before. We want Sockety for the WebSockets, and we've seen it working in the previous video also, so be sure to follow that to understand how everything is working. And sure enough, we already have this, so let's check. Web server, database, Redis, Sockety. And if we were to go to see how is it going to work, we will need 4 containers. So web server, not the best color, sorry. Web server, let me put also this a little bit thicker maybe. Web server, Redis, Sockety, and database is here. Let's pretend it's all in the same server, because for now it will be. And we are missing traffic, right? Okay, so let's take care of that also. Let me bring it from another project. And what we'll need is basically, yeah, we've seen the website. So what we're going to do, whoop, not here, not get a demo. We want to go to traffic proxy, get started, and we are going to use also Docker. So, and we have, oh, this is a sample. So let's configure from a Docker Compose, and we'll do just that, okay? So, in a moment. everything working. Okay. Don't want to expose anything sensitive. Whoop. What did I do? Just a moment. Okay. I think we're good to go. Let me grab this really quick. There's a little bit of stuff to go with, and right, we just added a service to Docker Compose, and let's do this. Okay, not sure which is the latest version, so let's go with this for now. Is also restarting always, so it's putting the container in a network web that we've seen before. And for now, we will use 8080 port to see traffic dashboard. That it will help us checking what are the configured routers. So volumes, we are mapping to inside this volume, to inside this container, the Docker socket, Docker daemon socket. It's a Unix socket, and what this means is read-only, and what this means is that the container inside will be able to read what's going on in the Docker environment from the host machine, and it needs that exactly to monitor those labels that we've seen previously. So we are also going to create a folder where Let's Encrypt SSL certificates will be stored, and these will be mapped inside the root directory Let's Encrypt. Also, we will make a file that will be mapped to inside direct container, so that this file will be holding the password to the traffic dashboard. So we are also going to enable the dashboard, and it will be insecure for now. It will reply to HTTP requests. Also, we are going to define entry points 80 and 443 with this name. So this is where we're declaring this entry point and this one. So yeah, there's that. It's just simple as that. We are declaring these entry points, and these are the names. What's happening here is that we are using dot notation to create an object. So in the key entry points there is an object, in the key HTTP is also an object, the key address is 80. Okay, so we are also enabling providers. One of them is Docker, and the only one for now. So it's this discovery that we've seen, right? So this will monitor the labels to check for configurations. It's exactly that. So you can go around it and check what's more in there. Also, containers will not be exposed by default, so we have to explicitly say which ones we want to expose. Also, we're gonna enable a routing in the HTTP entry point, so that Let's Encrypt can do the HTTP challenge to check that we are the owners of the server where that certificate will be generated to. So we are going to store SSL certificates inside this file, and also we'll put an email address so we can receive notifications from Let's Encrypt if anything is going sideways, or I mean going south in the terms of not going so well, right? Okay, so this is an initial setup for traffic, and what's more, we are going to provide configurations to traffic via Docker, via Docker labels. We could have done all this in files, but this way it's just more simple and straightforward, I think. You can explore later. So, traffic needs a router for the dashboard, right? So, we are going to enable this container to be monitored by traffic. We want an entry point. We want a router called traffic, a router entry called traffic, and it will have entry points, and for now just one, HTTPS. It's the one that we declared here. So it will be by 443. So there's a rule so that the incoming requests are mapped to this container, and that rule will be that the host is X. So it will be an environment variable, and if not defined, it will use example.com. That service will point to where to? To a service, to a Docker service that is special. So it's called API at internal. Means that it is not a container that we are using. I mean, not a user container, but a traffic container. So there's a middleware to reach this traffic that it must pass by, and it's auth middleware. We'll check that later. And it will have a TLS with a certificate resolver, which is called LeResolver, means Let's Encrypt Resolver, and that's it. Also, that router will register 8080 port in the load balancer, and that's it. We are also declaring a global redirect to HTTPS traffic. So, any traffic at all going to the entry point HTTP will be using a middleware that is called redirect to HTTPS. That's it. That's these 3 lines. So we are defining a middleware that is called redirect to HTTPS. So it's the one that this is referencing, right? So this references a previously existing thing that it's here, and it's a default thing. So we can use this redirect scheme key dot scheme, and we'll say HTTPS. That's it. Now we have a redirecting traffic from port 80 to 443. So we want authentication, and we will use a users file that is in this location that we have just mapped before. So yeah, that's it. We are now going to bring this thing up in our local environment for us just to check, right? And this is the server. Also this, I should have open a new tab, for instance. So apps, let me not close it. Right, we're here. So I'm just going to open underneath a local version, right? and I will stop everything that I have running in Docker with an alias, and it is everything stopped. And now I'm going to Docker Compose up. Well, let me first check how is the compose. So we have a default Docker Compose file, and most likely it's equals to the demo file that we've used. Right now it might be a little bit different because we changed it. So I'm just going to delete this because it's not Git versioned. This is not the one to take in consideration. It's just for the convenience of usage. So we are using docker compose.prod file, and inside the same configuration, Docker Compose will issue commands based on that configuration file. So we're going with Docker Compose -f. This is an alias. If I run DC, it's Docker Compose. It's the same. So Docker Compose -f for file name, Docker Compose .prod, and I'm going to bring this up. So it will pull traffic, and also it will want to build Inspire. I think I changed the image name, but it will be really quick because everything is cached from before. Or why not? Oh, sorry, everything is not cached because now we are running the production build, and as we can see from the previous episode, you'll see everything in detail, but this Docker file will build front end in one container and the backend dependencies will be in another container, and then it will build the runtime for the production repo and whatnot. So this was never built locally, just, I mean, yeah, I think it was in the production with the demo. So can't really remember right now. The important thing is it needs to be built, and it is being built. Either way, I'm not sure if we can check everything else. No, we cannot. It's still building this image, but it's finishing and everything is running. So if all went well, we have our containers running, including traffic. So what we're going to do is to visit our localhost machine in port 8080, because that's where the dashboard is being served. So we can go to localhost .:8080, and sure enough, we are now looking at the traffic dashboard, where we can see all the configurations and what's not so good. So we can see the registered entry points active, right? We can see routers are not so good, and also middlewares are not so good. We see 5 services running. So you see API, dashboard. So these two are special for this dashboard to work. And here we have the traffic container running, and also this is internal. We can see that this router was declared in the Docker provider, and also this one. So the Docker provider, if you remember, are registered from the labels. So we have traffic. This is exactly the router that allows us to visit this exact dashboard, and everything is good. You can check all the information. And there's another router declared. It's called Inspire at Docker, and Whoop. There's a long time that the image is not working, so this is not good at all. Can someone at home tell me how much time I've been like this? That would be pretty cool. I cannot believe this. Let me check. Well, I'll finish it for now and I will repeat what I have to do. No problem. So, use these entry points, and the host that you should look for is this one, if I don't define you one in the environment, right? Variables. So the service that you should use is called Inspire, and it's exactly the one that we are putting these labels on. Use port 80 and do use TLS with the Let's Encrypt bot and take care of SSL for me. So these are the configurations, and if you are just watching now, don't worry, I will repeat this live stream if anything went wrong, which I think it did with the stream. So nothing to be worried about, we'll repeat it very soon. What's more, this is running. Oh, I will put something different here also. I don't know, example.com, and we'll change that in production environment. And right now we are going from the 8080 port, and we will change that soon. But before, I want to check everything is working, and also I don't want to use these. Oh, this is the, yeah, I still need to generate the password. So yeah, we are going to do that in a moment, right? Right now we are going to commit these changes. So we're going to start deploy with traffic and SSL, right? I forgot something. We also need labels in on the Sockety container for WebSockets. I reminded this because I was going to put SSL and WebSockets, so let's do that in a second. So I need an extra host, and I have already one random, so this should be good right now. And almost propagated. Well, I would think it would be better. Hopefully it won't give us any issues. And also I'm going to also make use of the word that Alex gave us. So I'm going to put WebSocket Go Viva. I don't know, it's just using the random word. It doesn't need to make the most sense. So ws-go viva will also point to this host. So this is that WebSockets become secure. And where is that? Where is that? Oh, right, of course. Here is our IDE, and we are going to use ws-go viva.pagely.cc. So that's cool. So this is our labels that we're going to use in Sockety. we are enabling the container to Docker provider. We are saying it's running in port 6001. We want host ws-goviva.pagely.cc if I don't provide any. So of course here I can also put example.com, and we want it in the entry point HTTPS, and we want let's encrypt certificates. So if I were to repeat the Docker Compose, let me bring it again, and Docker Compose up with I'm gonna detach from here, Docker Compose -5, okay, let's run it, and if all went well, it will bring up different rules, because now Sockety also has a router, and if all went well, we can now see it, and we can. So Sockety also has a router, and we will see, go inside, and we'll see that all incoming requests coming to example.com on the entry point HTTPS will go, of course, this is the name for the router, will go to this, this is the name of the service used by this router, and it's declared Sockety at the Docker provider, and it will be from load balancer kind to that service, and these are the servers. There's just one for now. If this could scale, if this would be a swarm machine, or even didn't have to be, it's just IPs and ports on the private network. So yeah, there's that. We also have now Sockety configured. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop Docker locally, and we're going to do this live. I'm going to commit these changes. I'm going to push them. That's cool. I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna stop this session, also this one, and now I'm live in the VPS production VPS. I'm gonna git pull the latest changes. I'm going to check how is everything going, and sure enough, I have less containers. I have database, Sockety, Redis, and the web server. Cool. And we were to run the Docker commands. We've been running with the docker compose.demo YAML file or YAML file, right? So now we are going to do stop. So stop everything that we have exactly like this. And from now on, we are going to use prod file, and we are going to bring it up, and I want to see the output. So let's see just that. So that's why I'm not detaching. So we are pulling traffic, also building the Inspire image. So we're waiting for that. I could have, of course, not stopped and just up, because I know, but we'll see there after the first redeploy. We'll see what I want to show you. So let's see how is our propagation. Could be quicker. And let's check ws-goviva. Oh, ws- seemed faster. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm in Portugal, so I'm not exactly sure, but the server is in Germany, so all good in Germany. Not sure. I think Google will, Let's Encrypt will be able to find it. Okay, it's clever enough to find everything running. So let's stop, let's close this window. Also this, that it's not running locally. Yeah, let's see if it's already built, and it is. It's running again in... Oh, that was not local, that was the running deployed. Oh, it's already... Okay, so something happened. Every route is being, from import 80, is being redirected to HTTPS, right? And it's working already. So sorry about that. I'm going to just use our host in port 8080. And if all went well, and it did, we are now looking at traffic running in production in our live server, and we have 6 services running, and we have 1 error for the middleware. That's fine, we know that, and we know. If you don't know why, I will tell you. Most likely, of course, you're just learning now. So this is because, let's see, it's the authentication that is missing the basic auth file, right? We will take care of that. And also there's one router with a problem, because we tried to put SSL certificate. Of course it will not work, because we or at least maybe it's already I'm not sure, but this one is as an error because we have 2 with the same host, right? So I just wanted to show you the dashboard. It's running directly to the mapped port, but it shouldn't. So let's take care of that right now. So that's cool. So what are we going to do now? We are going to first generate the password. So we are going to the blog, and we're going to get the command that we need to generate the password. And this is a tutorial that I invite you to see. This is how to run all of this setup with Docker Docker Compose being used with Laravel Forge. So we will do that later, also in a live stream. I want to grab the commands, just a moment. Where is that? I passed it really quick, did I? Did I forget the command here? Ah, right. It's in this repo. We will run a command. It's this one. But we still didn't run with this setup. So I'm just going to grab the command from there. We see that it's task file auth username and password. So we will grab the function we have to run here, and it's exactly this one. And funny enough, we are going to use a Docker image to run the binary that will generate our auth file. So moment, I'm just going to stop everything. Docker compose.prod stop. I mean, it should be stopped right now or not. Let me check. Yes, it is stopped, so it's good. So a folder was generated, traffic.auth. So it shouldn't have been because the file does not exist. So I'm just gonna sudo rm traffic.auth. And it's deleted. So now I can run the command that I had in the clipboard, and we're going to run a Docker command, right? we're going to issue a Docker command. Right, better now, I think, hopefully. So we're going to run a Docker command, run it, remove the container after running. Let's use entry point HTTP password and run in this container and adding to the entry point dash bbn and now username and password for the auth file that we're making. So I'm gonna go also with Forge, and for now it will be public, but then I will remove. So I'm just gonna use password. So what this is going to do, as you already know Docker or have followed the previous episodes, it ran a command, it generated a file, it generated this output, and that we will now put to a file. So where's that repo? Let me check. Sorry for this delay. We'll be up and running real soon. So I want the output to be stored in this file. Cool. So no output now. And now in this file, there's our credentials. So it's forge:password. And if all went well, we can now change something. We can now go into our project and we'll stop serving. Where is that? In traffic. We'll stop mapping port 880. I mean, we can do this afterwards. So yeah, no, we cannot. Let's take it. Let's see if all goes well. First, sorry, I need to add something that is going to be traffic dashboard host variable because I don't want it to be example.com. But it doesn't even matter, right? Because I didn't set the domain. So let's gonna go with the same and putting dashboard dash goviva. So dashboard dash goviva is also going to go into our thing. And yeah, that's it. We want this domain to also go there, and hopefully it will show. Of course, now it's not going to be so quick. So let's see what happens. I want to go here into the m file. And I want to add this variable. I'm going to leave, I don't know, just here is okay. Whoops, not this. I want to find this variable. Also this one for let's encrypt email. And what more domains are there to set? Sockety. No. This is, yeah, traffic website host. Okay, so this is not the best description. So let's do it now. So I'll call it Sockety traffic host. And Inspire after the service name, right? So traffic host for Inspire, Socketti, the dashboard. Let's keep things consistent, right? Yeah, now I'm happy. So I'll put my email address. I will also, so now I'll put dashboard. It was dashboard dash goviva dot paisley.cc, right? So for Inspire, we have just Goviva. Suggestion from our live audience, Alex. And for WebSocket, I just prefix it with ws dash Goviva, dashboard dash. Inspire goes on the base Goviva, and Socketti is here. So I'm gonna exit, save it, and I'm gonna bring it up again. With a prod environment, with a prod Docker Compose, with a new environment variables, and you see now it was recreated. I mean, traffic was recreated. It has new labels, and also the others will be inspected. No, it was. Why was it recreated? I'm not sure. What did we change? We didn't comment anything. So, beats me now. Let me check first. So if I was to refresh now, I see from routers, do I have any error? Maybe we are good to go now. But all hosts are example.com, so this is not good. Traffic should have had the other. So let's stop this. Let's see what's going on. So all these config, Docker Compose config with that file, and I want to look for the traffic server, traffic container, I mean. So the email was set correctly, but the host is still example.com. So why is that? Oh, because I changed the names to the variables. You must be screaming now. So to me, so I can do it all. So if I changed variables names, I need to, of course, change them also in the project. So let's encrypt email. Is same. So dashboard traffic host is now called like this. And we have also Socketti host. Right? Socketti host. And also Inspire host. That's the web server. So yeah. Despite being example.com as defaults, they will be overwritten. So let's continue with the deploy with traffic and SSL. I'll quit now. I will git pull the new source, and now I'm gonna bring back everything up with prod file. And if I were to refresh, I can now refresh, and we'll see that we have different domains. So I really think that traffic already went to generate the certificates for all of these. So let's see what happens. And if I were to go to, dashboard, so to this domain, drum roll please, let's see what happens. And it's still not generated. I wasn't exactly expecting to. What happened? Yeah, there's no DNS propagation yet. So maybe let's try the goviva.pagely.cc. So is it also not? Okay, so we'll have to wait. So go viva.pagely.cc doesn't have so much. So what about but WS will reply with something. So yeah, also still not. So I should have thought of the DNS records with ahead of time. This should have been done. I can do it with XIP or NIP.io, right? Some wildcard, that simple wildcard DNS. But then there's a rate limit with Let's Encrypt. So that's a bummer. We'll have to wait a little bit. We'll have to wait a little bit. I'm thinking, what can we do to speed up the process or just to be sure? Let me remove. No, I guess I forgot something, right? To make a directory called Let's Encrypt. Where is that? The volumes for traffic container. Storage Let's Encrypt. I'm not sure if it's done already. Oh, it is. It is because it's local and I ran it online, locally. So let's encrypt. I also want a gitignore file, ignoring everything but the gitignore file. So no, not gitignore. Yeah, gitignore. Whoa, now I'm not reminding how to do this. Yes, exactly this. I want to ignore everything but not me. So yeah, let's also save and push these changes. And what else? What happened to the storage folder? Let me see. Yeah, of course. There's a Let's Encrypt folder. Oh, and it was generated. And we have already this. So let me remove. I'll restart this folder. Okay. So if I were to git pull, I now have a Let's Encrypt folder and with a gitignore only. So restarting from fresh, docker compose up. Yeah, let's do it. I wanted to see the output from traffic. I could run it in debug mode and see. So let's see what happens. How is this propagation going? Oddly enough, this was registered later, but going well. And sure enough, we have good to go. So what happened is that we already have the SSL certificate. It was generated by Let's Encrypt, and for our domain that I've just randomly set because Alex said Go Viva as a random name from his. And yeah, we are starting to see the light in the end of the tunnel. So Go Viva is already generated, so this is really cool. And WS also. What about dashboard? Go Viva is also and asking for the password. So I'm gonna type forge and password, and sure enough, we already have the dashboard GoViva running behind the certificate, and they will be regenerated. So now it's time to change stuff. And what is it? We are going to comment again this, because we don't want directly mapped. We don't want the API to serve in insecure environments. And also I want to change the password later, or I will just disable it and it will not serve anymore with those credentials. Okay, so I'm gonna go and push changes. There's also something more I need to do. Now I'm reminding, I've seen the errors on the console, and I'm gonna git pull everything. Sure enough, now I'm gonna go and edit some URLs, and of course the app URL right now is running in goviva.pagely.cc, right? And also, oh, let me copy, well, I don't know. Let me just, well, I'll copy it. I'm lazy, so yeah. Let's check that our browser host for the Vite bundler that will compile JavaScript was using IP address, but now we are going to use WebSocket Secure inside ws-goviva.pagely.cc instead of localhost, of course, or it was an IP address, but now it doesn't have the port 601. And now this is the host inside the private network, so that's good. I'm gonna save it. I want to see Docker Compose configuration again. Whoop, it wasn't this that I wanted, but yeah, you now know that, let's see, Sockety doesn't have any ports mapped. Oh, it does. So we have to stop that. We don't want, let's delete. In production, we don't want that. So stopping. And let's put this to build again with the new variables, right? To build JavaScript again with the new variable, and not exposing Sockety ports will happen right now. And here I'm gonna go and git whip, git push, cool. And I'm gonna go git pull and Docker Compose up in the new built image. And if all went well, we'll visit 8080 in the server is not mapped anymore. Also closing this. Dashboard GoViva is also not working anymore. It's just not found because it's just not serving. I mean, server is found, but not any dashboard, right? The container is not enabled for that. Now we want to go to goviva.pagely.cc. And what happened? So the page at URL was loaded over HTTPS but returned an insecure. Oh, right. So we need to do something. Meaning traffic is behind the reverse proxy. So we need to go into a provider, and in our boot method we will say that if application is running No, if app environment is production, then we want to force scheme HTTPS in the URL facade, declaring for the router service to generate all URLs with HTTPS scheme. So yeah, we're gonna go and change, push, we're gonna go live, we're gonna go stop the service. I mean, we shouldn't have to stop it, but let's do something else. Let's Docker Compose up -d, okay, and we will detach. So I have my session again. Website is still running, so I mean, it's being served, but not working, but that's a different story. The website, the server is running, and while it's running, I'm going to git pull new changes, and I'm going to build it again, or up -d dash build. So it's going to build with a new source, and then it will up and detached. So if all went well, these assets will now be served via with HTTPS, and Chrome will not stop executing the application. So let me check. It's built already, and Inspire, you see, it's a new container. So if I were to refresh, still not working. Why is that? Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, so the preview is HTTP, but we should have seen an S over there. Why aren't we? Git pull. So I want to cut up providers, app service provider. Isn't the, whoa, this is still not done. Okay, so not good. App debug true. So I have some chat, but not to see, it's some kind of spam. HTTPS, what about HTTPS? So if all went well, I think I don't need to build because .env is mapped, and sure enough, now it's coming. Okay, but now WebSocket connection was not working. Whoa, so this is not good. So the host is wrong here. And yeah, the host is not using HTTPS. So it's just the host. The protocol is WebSocket secure. Let's save it. And let's run the same command again. Now we need to build JavaScript assets again. And if all went well, we have a deployed website within SSL. With SSL, we also have WebSocket secures already working. So yeah, this was a bumpy ride today, but I guess that's part of life. Oh, and the port is not 601. Sorry. So this pusher API compatible Sockety server is running in 443. So I'm going to build and up again. Need to compile. And it's going to be really quick, hopefully. So front end is compiled. Now backend, everything should be cached. So again, a refresh and no errors in the console, meaning we have a WebSocket secure connection. There we go. Finally. So if all went well, I'm gonna go and duplicate this website, and you can do the same at home. So I'm gonna go open up quiz at left, results at right, and if all went well, with real-time communication via WebSockets, I'm gonna go and vote for I don't know, for Crystal beer, and I'm gonna press OK, and I should see this grow without any interaction. And come on, come on, it's 1 and it's still 1. What happened? Let me check. So it didn't went that well. Let me refresh. Sure enough, Crystal has 2, but this should have happened in real time. So let me check. Are there any messages? Let's vote for Sagres. And there's no WebSocket. Okay, so what's happening? I'm not sure. Refreshing. Oh, this doesn't need a WebSocket. It's the backend that does that. So I'm going to vote for Superboc. And we should have seen subscription succeeded. But we should have seen it. A vote was submitted event, and we are not seeing that. So, what might have happened? What might have happened? Now I don't have an idea, so let's find that. Okay. How can I spam? No, take care of that spam. I don't care. So, oh, HTTPS. Right? But even so, I'm not sure it's this. Because HTTP, this is the first request that gets upgraded to a WebSocket connection. So I'm a little bit on the dark out here. The server establishes the connection. All is good. To receive events, there's the keep alive working, so I'm not exactly sure what's happening. So it's refreshed. Let me see if something is better now. Let's vote for Sagres. It has 1 vote, and after voting it should update in real time, and it's not. What's happening? I'm not sure. Okay, environment variables all again. No, do we have any logs? Oh, I know why again. I know why. Docker compose this file, and I want to run. I want to execute inside Inspire container. I want to run bash, and now I want to run PHP artisan QE work. This happened to me in the previous episode, and I keep forgetting. I need to set up the QE, and I'm thinking it's this. And it's not. Is it already running? So Docker file, supervisor D. No, it should be running already. It should be. So there's no reason why. Are there any logs? Let me check. We can check them outside. All the permissions are set correctly. So storage, logs, and sure enough we have a few logs. So let's check laravel.log and what happened. Failed to connect to Sockety port 443. Oh, so right, this is not good because the HTTP request does not happen in 443. Okay, and what's more, with what's happening with the worker? Let me check. File. Okay, so it processed few jobs, right? Hitting the Sockety server. I don't know. Let's remove this worker. And also let's remove Laravel. We have some cron errors. Let's check later. What's that? What's more? I'm in the dark out here. If you have any suggestions, please let them come. So nano.env, we're going to change pusher port. Okay, there's something here. Let's keep it HTTP, okay? And in production, port is something else, is 443. And scheme, it's HTTPS. Oh, didn't I see that? So let's build. Whoop, not this. Let's check what's the command. I'm lazy to bring it all up. So it's 113. Docker compose app -t -build. And this will build the JavaScript. And if you are watching just now, I want to remind you that Sockety is running. So this is the VPS, right? No. This outside is the VPS. Let me do it better. This is the VPS. This is the Docker container. And this is Sockety. So, what's happening is that Laravel must hit Sockety server, or is eating Sockety server through the local network, and the browser will use it over the internet. So this is why all these troubles. Let's hopefully all is restored or not. Let's see what happens. So okay, let's refresh again. So Sagres has 2 votes and we're refreshing and keeps with 2 votes. Come on. If I was to refresh, of course it has 3 now, but it wasn't working with WebSockets. So let's check Brahma if it works better. It's not growing, it's not growing. Okay, I had to refresh. I'm not a fan of what's happening. Okay, so cat worker. New vote was submitted. It failed to broadcast this. Right. Why? Cat laravel.log. Failed to connect to Soceti port 80. Connection refused. Why? The host is Soceti. The host is Soceti. So this is why it's not. I mean, I can put the outside host, but I don't want to. I want to go inside. So curl Soceti. Damn it. Soceti is running in port 6001 internally. So this is a variable that for Laravel to use. 6001 storing, and if all goes well, we should confirm also in curl Soceti. I mean http://Soceti import 6001, and we got okay. So I'm pretty sure now it's going to work. So Sagres has 3 votes. I'm going to vote for Sagres. Keep an eye out on this bar, and if all went well, will it grow? Will it grow? Grow, come on. It did not grow, so do I need to build? No, I don't. It's internal, right? PHP artisan config clear, or clear, optimize clear, right? Oh, no, let's go inside. PHP artisan optimize clear. So everything should be cleared. Is it working? So Sagres with 4 votes. Come on. Nope, still not. Do I need to build this? I don't think so. Nano.conf. So yeah, we have to check logs again. Force was 3601. Yeah. I don't have a clue what's happening again. So storage logs, I was already there, so I could have done it. So rm.rf Laravel, and also worker, right? I wanna eat this with Crystal. I wanna vote. It did not happen anything, and I have, or I should have an error, shouldn't I? I do already. So failed to again to port 80. Oh, the worker is still running. Right. This is docker compose up -t -. I'll just force recreate, and it will recreate containers. It's just a worker that didn't update the environment variables. So there's that. So we can just stop, for instance, and bring it back up. Of course, this would not happen in a redeploy when everything works well. So hopefully, if all went well, we have a connection established. Sagres has 6 votes. I will vote for that. And it did, finally! If you focus on that, 7 votes. I will vote for Sagres, and look at here, it grows already alone. So yeah, finally everything is working. It was a very bumpy ride, but this is also an opportunity to check real life stuff. So let's finish for today. I most likely have to recreate the video, the live again, because it was missing the screen for lots of time. So yeah, we have this setup put in place, and there's our VPS. We have a container running a web server, and most importantly, traffic is the one listening to traffic, right? And every request that comes from clients, we may, if they hit port 80, they get redirected to 443, and if a given request is 443 with a given host goes to the WebSockets, and with another given host goes to Nginx. So yeah, this is finished for today, and I'll see you in the next one, and pretty soon for sure we will repeat this stream again. Okay, so bumpy rides apart. I hope you had a good one, and I'll be back with a better thing. Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you in the next one.